unheard of. And it just it does, but I think it's kind of it was a league wide thing. I like John said. I don't think it was limited to even one or two players. Like that graph you brought up, that's like I get it that Mike had the highest one, but all of those were pretty astounding for like the DPOY winners. They were all well over 100% discrepancies,
I don't
and
think
so
they
it's just
describe
like
this.
yeah, like Mark Eaton. I mean, because what did he average like 4 or 5 blocks at home as opposed to on the road where it was like 2 or 3, like crazy stuff like that is. I mean, it's not new, but I think that it definitely matters. But it's just like it would be so much of a task to kind of comb through because obviously there's not a lot of footage for everything, but it does not really surprise me that's a thing.
Yeah, they told Jordan in '88 that LeBron James was going to come into the league, so we're going to give you this defensive player of the year award.
So, Ralph, what do you think
Give me
about
them
that, Ralph,
stats.
man? Ralph, the 60s is always talked about being inflated. There's a lot of talk now, but we know the 90s and the 80s is basically the 80s is over 40 years ago or close to 40 years ago. What do you think about that? The stats and the fact that it could have been doctored for some of these great games that we all know about.
Ralph, you on mute.
Are you there, Ralph?
I'm sorry, man. I walked away for a little bit. Say that again.
Yeah, no, obviously you heard him say how he got an actual stat keeper to say how he used to doctor stats for the Vancouver Grizzlies, and that it was in his mind it was kind of common knowledge to pad a couple of stats for star players and help them out for little things like rebounds and steals and things like that. So what do you think about the idea that stat keepers had power to do such, and that not all these games are under question, not just Michael Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought that. That's why I even questioned the 100-point game. It's a lot of games that were just out of this world. Like, hold on, wait a second now. It doesn't look realistic, but I think it goes around the whole league, and I think they need to tighten up if that's the case. I think they need a
Well,
second person to actually really watch these people. I think
no,
maybe the home
It's
and
not
away
a
should get
issue
away.
today.
no, it's not. It's
not an
not an
issue
issue thing.
today.
If you would have
He,
read the
he didn't
article,
say it ended, though. He never
no,
said it ended, though.
yes,
He
he did.
assumed it
Again,
ended.
you and Ralph, and so did Travis. Who are again? I knew you guys were gonna do it to yourselves. You should have did that. You should have actually took your time to read the article. Within the article, he talked about in the 80s, they found a discrepancy between home and road games and steals, like over 800 steals. I mean, yeah, over 800 steals from home and the road games in total
Well,
in the actual whole 80s. And then and when it came to steals, it was 400. So and then he said that when they looked at the stats for the last 10 years, it was like 50 something discrepancy between home and road games and blocks, and it was like 13 for steals. So they've actually cleaned it up. Like he said, they actually use
But it
digitalized
still
stat
it
keeping.
ain't 99%. It ain't 100% do
Well,
it.
I mean, it's hard because it is
It's
still
harder
kept.
today to do it, but
It's still
can be
kept by
done.
it is still kept by human, but they actually cleaned it up very very well to the idea of over 800 and 400 and
That's
to
why I
drop it
said
down.
to get the NBA in totality. When LeBron
Uh-huh.
James leave, we quit.
All right, y'all. Here we go, y'all. It's Reggie Reg time, ladies and gentlemen. Reggie Reg is in the building. Reggie Reg says this the one. LeBron's the GOAT. I've never seen LeBron pass the ball to the post. The guy takes 5 dribbles, scores, and LeBron gets the assist. Draw fraud. Yay! Shout out to Reggie Reg.
Reggie Reg.
Reggie Reg is upset that LeBron James now we have to question LeBron James' assist. But again, he mentioned all of this. And again, he did his research. This is the great thing about what he did. He didn't just stop there, ladies and gentlemen. The man did his research. This was for 1988. These are all the true discrepancies. Michael Jordan was a plus 71 in steals. That was almost twice as much as the next best steals guy, which was Alvin Robinson, who had about a 37 more steals from home to road discrepancy. And if you look across the board to everybody who led the league in steals, Michael Jordan's home to road disparity in steals is larger than anybody for that season. So like I said, the man did his job. He didn't just sit there and say, oh, I'm going to just look at it. And this wasn't even enough for him. Like he said, he had to do his research. He was not even willing to accept this. He said, you know what? Stats is not enough. Let me go do the real thing, which is what Jordan fans don't never do, which is actually go try to watch the film. So this is what he ended up trying to do, y'all. Pay attention to Tom Haberstroh, the guy who wrote the whole article about the 1988 season with Michael Jordan having padded stats, and which officially removes him from the GOAT debate.
We had to go look at the film. I wanted to get my hands on game film, which is very hard to come by. But my friend in Latvia, who is a NBA historian, who's also a basketball executive in Latvia, Rainis Latsis. And I was like, do you have any Michael Jordan games when he had a bunch of steals or blocks in that season? So he gives me the 5 tapes, and we watched 5 tapes start to finish. And that Atlanta Hawks game was one of them that we were like, what's going on here? 10 turnovers, 10 steals. So no 24 seconds, no charges. Where you can't attribute that turnover to a defender as a steal. No passes out of bounds, no dribbling off your foot. And it turns out, yeah, it wasn't legit. That there were errors in that game. And there was a surplus of steals that seemed to be given and allocated to Michael Jordan. And as we watched more tapes, Vinny, we saw a pattern.
All right, so there you go, Ralph. He talked about that game, that 10 turnover game. So Brandon, what do you think about that? Like you said, these guys don't take their time to watch the games. They don't watch the games. We know they don't watch the games, right? So why do they lie about watching the games? This guy had, like you said, this guy had to go ask some dude that live in Europe to help him find these games. No American Zesty Jeffrey has the VHS tapes of Michael Jordan's games in the 80s. It's not available on YouTube. It's not really available on the NBA. This man had to go to a black market, Brandon. He said he had to go to a black market to find.
That don't make any sense because all I've been told is they watch Jordan play all the time. Like we never seen Jordan play, but they've seen Jordan play since college. But somehow there's no footage available. Where were they watching these games with these fake stats? Fake stats is hilarious. It's
Fake
hilarious.
stat.
Fake
Completely
stats.
hilarious. So he had to go find film. He had to go find the film. He went and found some film. Like he said, I had to go find some film. I had to go look up and do the research because the stats wasn't enough. Like Ralph would know this best. They call them box score merchants on TikTok. All you guys who just go to Basketball Reference and look at stats and don't really bring any context, like y'all like to say, there's always context to all of this. So John, what do you think of this idea of him having to go get film? And he said, you know what, I'm going to go watch the film and what he was able to see with the film.
I'm glad he actually watched the film and watched the games. He had a stat keeper with him to watch the game so they both can keep up with it. And he saw it. I mean, not only is he writing about it, he's looking at the games. He wants the proof. He's looking at it, and he can actually write about it and explain it. I mean, if you want a reporter to do his job, that's actually a reporter doing his job. I mean, we complain about what's being put out there. Can't complain about a reporter actually doing his job and really doing his homework, watching the games and everything.
Willie said that the games was on CBS. Like, man, they only had Jordan games on CBS.
No, the games
They
weren't on
they,
CBS.
they had all the games on CBS.
The game was
Man.
on WGN.
They were not national televised.
Channel-
WGN was not was not national televised.
Yeah, it was on Channel 9 here in Chicago, bro. Don't let's keep it 100.
So that's the fact. So all right, Travis, what do you think about him actually go finding film? Because they've been asking for proof. He went and go found some film. He had to go look overseas to find this film. A lot of these guys are upset, but he actually did his research. He didn't just sit with the stats. He said, I went to go find the film, and I had to go all the way to across seas. I had to go to Europe to help me find the tapes because that's where it was available.
I mean, I applaud him. I mean, if like John said, it's a reporter. You're doing your due diligence. I mean, you're not just taking something at face value. I mean, I think that's the mark of a good journalist or anyone in the profession who does things thoroughly. But as I've said many times before, I am not some MJ fanboy. He's not even my top 5 favorite players. Like he's not like I'd have no like blind loyalty to him. And so this stuff doesn't really affect me. Like if there was a lot of shit that came out that I'd be like, okay, whatever, but I think it's, I think I applaud him for doing that. It's cool. It's like whatever. I'm sitting back and watching, but like I said, if something affects my criteria down the road and like it does it, then whatever, we'll talk then.
Travis, I have a question. Since we know that blocks and steals are helps with his advanced stats. And if Jordan advanced stats were not number one, would that affect his ranking with you?
Oh, hold on. Can you repeat that? Like my fucking thing.
Okay, so steals and blocks goes into his advanced stats, and
Yeah.
like you are the advanced stats guy who says, such and such is greater because of their advanced stats. If Jordan's stats were not win per share 41, he was not number one, PR, which he's not anymore, but was not number one, would that affect his ranking with you?
Absolutely. I said that earlier. I said
Okay.
if they adjust things like that, then I will absolutely reevaluate my rankings. And to be honest, Kareem might be number one.
Even though Kareem is not number one in the advanced stats, he would just move past Jordan.
Uh, yeah, but I mean, I can't use Jokic, and he's leading in all that right now with these accurate stats. So it'd probably be either LeBron or Kareem. So it depends
Okay.
on what kind of a thing here.
So this basically could hurt Jordan's legacy argument for some people like you, Greg. Me,
I mean, if you're
Travis.
objective, sure.
Okay.
Hey, Mac Def, the link will be up very shortly, sir. We're almost done with the presentation, what we got going. We can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. You guys know what we do here best in GOAT James Kingdom. This is the GOAT James Kingdom show. We go live noon Eastern on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of the channel because we do it like none other. They not like us. Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas. We the number one certified boogeyman, Brandon. They scared to show up on the show with us. You feel me? So, Craig, so what do you think, Craig? He went and got film. Is it good enough to go get films? Did he do his job by going to go look at film instead of just looking at the stats?
I mean, it literally just you ain't have to really look the film if you have someone who was a keeper said they was going to a fucking convention every year, like literally. I said the whole league is washed.
All right, Ralph. So you heard him bring up the 10 turnover game, right?
Yes.
All right. So do you understand what he was saying now?
Well, he's talking about the turnover game against Atlanta.
Yeah. So there's a game. This is February 15th, 1988, where in the box score, the Atlanta Hawks had 10 turnovers recorded. The Chicago Bulls was recorded to having 10 steals. So by that math, that means every turnover that the Atlanta Hawks had that game should have been a steal by the Bulls. When they went and go watch the film, there was the 10 turnovers, but they wasn't off of steals. They were shot clock violations. There was a ball that was dribbled off your foot. It's damn near impossible a team goes a whole game without doing something like that. So he was saying that the live ball turnovers do not match the actual steals that are being recorded. There is an excess of steals the Bulls have compared to the actual turnovers. And he broke it down for more than just that game. There's other games that he has as well. So that's what he's trying to say. There's no way all 10 of those turnovers are attributed to Chicago steals. So they were gifted steals that went to Michael Jordan.
The real question is, was it more turnovers than what they recorded?
That's what Haberstroh was saying. When he went and watched the film, they counted all 10 turnovers. And not all of them were steals. So 3 of them were actual balls that cannot be considered steals. So let's give you a little bit.
You know what, Johnny? I wish we had footage of this so we could actually see it, other than going off somebody's word.
Oh no, we have. Listen. Oh, you know what,
yeah,
Brandon?
Agreed. Yeah, I wish we did.
Brandon, we do have footage. Brandon, we actually do have footage. Before we get to
the
this footage, hold on, wait, no. We go before we gotta get. People gotta know what they're watching first, because remember, I always told y'all, if your mind cannot comprehend, your eyes won't be able to see it.
Hey, Brandon digging that hole for him. That hole for him.
But it's fine though. It's fine though, because Brandon's on for. Listen, relax, Ralph. I got this. Listen, Ralph. Let's talk about the games that he was talking about. So these are the games. You guys asked for proof. These are the 6 games he watched that he got footage of, that he watched from front end. He mentioned that February 15th game where there was 10 total turnovers and 10 steals, and he found 3 turnovers to not be attributed to steals. He puts here, quote, this is from the article. He says, the incongruent turnover steal columns present a glaring red flag. In the other 5 games we watched, the live ball turnovers and steals did not add up either. In the Detroit game, 8 Chicago Bulls steals to only 6 Detroit live ball turnovers. In the Denver game, which is something that we've just posted. There is a Denver game. We actually posted that Denver game on our channel. It's available for you to watch, and you guys can go ahead and count how many steals Michael Jordan had. That's available. Chicago Bulls were credited 13 steals, but there was only 7 live ball turnovers by Denver. Again and again, the official steal count were routinely outspacing the possible numbers of steals opportunities. Something was amiss. All in all, our count, the box score showed 59 steals on 41 live ball turnovers, resulting in a whopping 18 excess steals to the Chicago Bulls in those 6 games, which majority of them went to Michael Jordan.
Hey, I got a question of Johnny. What
I'm
game
listening,
is he
brother.
talking about where it was 10 turnovers and 10 steals?
And that is
What,
the
what
Atlanta.
date was that?
That is the Atlanta Hawks game. You see it right there, February 15th.
November 20.
November
February
15th. February 15th, 1988. Atlanta at Chicago. These are all games at Chicago. These are all the games that he watched from front to back. And this is so funny that you guys are questioning this, guys, because for some reason it seems like, is it only Zesty Jeffrey eye tests that matter? Are we really going to question Tom Haberstroh, accredited reporter and a true basketball historian, what he went and researched and what he found out? And he also did this independently with another statisticianist who has been doing this for a while, who even pointed out that the 23 assist Van Exel game really was 15 assists, and Shaq's 15 block game was actually a 10 block game. This is somebody that's an official basketball player and a basketball official or exec in the game. Y'all ask for proof. This is the proof. You guys always say you want the eye test. This is the eye test.
These are words. I thought you was gonna show me them actually stealing the ball. You talking? I can read this shit on my own.
Like I told y'all. Y'all thought LA was going.
I couldn't find on my own. I just don't feel like it because I'll wake up. Okay.
You can't, Craig. He had to go to Europe. You got European connections to get these tapes, Craig?
Do you said we got footage?
Carl
Did you not
Roberto.
say we got footage and you show me words? Words ain't footage.
You are very impatient. I knew you guys were gonna get like this. You guys are very upset here. This is Goat James Kingdom. I got more. Wait, I got more. I'm not screaming. You wouldn't let me speak. You wouldn't even let me get my words in. You over here worrying about a tape that you ain't gonna do your research to find yourself.
Cause I sleep well at night. That's why.
You're not gonna sleep tonight. You're not gonna sleep tonight. You're gonna have to hide the Bible if God watching, because we whooping feet like I told y'all. Y'all think LA was gonna let y'all disrespect Kobe, nigga? If Jordan had 10 steals, come and show me, nigga. Where's the game with Jordan 10 steals? Haberstroh is showing us these games, and I'm gonna show you how Haberstroh is showing to. They're available. There's already one on our channel. It's available to you right now. So go ahead and click on it if you want to. It's available to you. And you come back and tell me how many steals Michael Jordan had in a game that had those turnovers that Haberstroh is putting out there. This is facts.
If you can find me a tape of saying Jordan the GOAT because he had 10 steals in the game, then I'll go and watch him get 10 steals in the game.
It's fine. Listen, let's let Haberstroh continue to explain to you what he found out by him watching film. Because y'all never going to believe GOAT James Kingdom because we're biased, right, Brandon? We're LeBron guys, right? So they're never going to believe our eye test, even when we show them the footage. So let's let Haberstroh tell you what he got in those games, those games that he watched.
We could watch the game and be like, oh, here's how many blocks we saw, and here's how many blocks were actually in the box score. And more often than not, Michael Jordan was the beneficiary of excess blocks that were unaccounted for in the viewing of the game. Same with the steals. And so at the end of those 5 games, Vinny, there were 23 steals in the box score in those 5 games for Michael Jordan. And by watching the game independently, the scorekeeper and I, we saw 8 steals for Michael Jordan in those 5 games, 1.6 per game. And that is 15 fewer than the box score said he had. And so the pattern we saw was when you go back and watch, Vinny, you would see when Michael Jordan batted the ball away from Joe Dumars and it went out of bounds and the Pistons got the ball back, that would be an instance that Michael Jordan may have possibly have gotten a steal, when a deflection was considered a steal.
Okay, those are his words. This is the last clip from Haberstroh, and then we're going to get to showing y'all some real GJK shit. All right? Because like I told y'all, hide the Bible if God's watching, because trust me, it's on. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, we the one that's gonna up the score on you niggas.
Hold
Go
on,
James
Johnny.
Kingdom. Go ahead.
You must have
I'm
practiced
just
that.
saying,
You practiced
guys,
that.
I'm just saying, all these people in the chat, like all these, but I don't know if I can say JDRs, but like, guys, I'm a Jordan guy too, but guys like Willie, I'm disappointed in you, man. Like I said, I was going to be objective. This is stuff that there is evidence. He was using tape. Everyone's going back and watching this. This is not some unheard of thing. People kicking stats. Now, if you can't be objective about it, you can still have Jordan's to go or whatever, but to just be in denial and be like, no, like this has happened, like nobody's ever made a mistake or nobody's ever done anything to help or boost their favorite player, that's just ignorance, my friend. Like you need to be objective if you're going to be a basketball fan and not just one guy. And if you say you want to see how I got cooked yesterday, I respectfully disagree because fuck that guy and he's a casual. But don't you go down that road too, my friend. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I hope you're better than that.
Well, maybe
NBA
telling the
is
truth, he
cheating.
may
Like
be
I
a
said, I'm
casual.
going back to the NFL, man.
Go back to the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all the
Zesty Jeffries.
This is GOAT James Kingdom. Brandon and I go live every Sunday noon Eastern Time. You know what we do. Let's let Haverstraw get his last word in and tell you his final results after doing all of his research and what he came to find out about Michael Jordan's 1988 historic, most infamous season of all time.
These are moments in the game where we're like, man, did they really give Michael a steal on that play? Because you can't find it anywhere else. By the book, there were 8 steals, and yet he had 23 steals in those 5 games. So it wasn't enough for me to just go by the stats and be like, yeah, he had the largest inflation of home road for any DPOY winner in NBA history. I had to watch the film. And in the 5 games that I watched, it was pretty clear to me that something was going on.
So, his words, Brandon, you heard what he said. Brandon, you already said enough. No, y'all been asking for it. Y'all said this. Y'all was like, where's the evidence? Where's the proof? All I keep seeing is in the comments, y'all. It's all over the place. Where's the video? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give you guys an opportunity to show us Michael Jordan steals. We have a footage of an Atlanta Hawks Chicago Bulls game that was done in 1987 in November, and they're going to show you all of the turnovers that the actual Atlanta Hawks had. This is GOAT James Kingdom, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel, because we are about to show you guys actual footage that you've been asking for, because we do it best here in GOAT James Kingdom. So,
Wait,
ladies and gentlemen,
they gave him a steal for that charge?
Yes.
yes!
A lot of things. Terrible.
Okay.
Where was Jordan's 4 steals recorded in the box score in those 10 turnovers?
He didn't get 4 steals.
Shit. If it's not making it
They
down,
recorded that he got 4 steals. That's what I'm trying to tell you. In that game, he's officially recorded of having 4 steals.
Nigga, I just said the
I gotta
NBA is
see
a
the
fucking
whole-
cheating league. What more did you want
I
me
gotta
to
see
say?
the whole game.
It was like,
Yeah, you got to see the whole game now. You got to see the whole game.
I want to see the whole
Video ain't
game.
That's pretty funny, bro.
I want to see the
Video
whole
ain't
game.
enough.
I want to see
That's
the whole
pretty funny,
game.
dog.
That's hilarious.
That was like that wasn't even a
That
minute.
is hilarious.
Because they only showed you the 10 turnovers. That's all the 10 turnovers. They're showing you all the 10 turnovers. So from there, we are supposed to see. We're supposed to see that. We're supposed to see, Ralph, the 6 Chicago steals.
Ralph. Come on, Ralph. You know
Thing
that.
is, like I said,
You know
like I
it's still
said
a turnover.
earlier, how we don't know if it was more turnovers than they recorded. recorded.
He
So that's
watched
why
the
I'm saying
game.
I gotta see the
He
whole.
Ralph. He watched
He
the
watched the
whole
game.
game. Ralph, you can't.
I want to watch
You
it.
can't.
You are this big of a now, Ralph.
Yo,
Wow.
Jay,
Wow.
you're my guy. Jay, you're my guy.
Wow.
But you just
I mean,
saw the evidence,
I'm not
dude.
saying what he's
Oh
saying is
my
false,
God!
but
Oh my
to
God!
be accurate,
Wow.
I mean, I'm gonna be objective
Wow.
about it if I see the whole game
Wow.
myself. And
Okay,
if he's
so
right, he's
Come on,
right.
man.
You know,
He's-
I'm not
Jay.
gonna
okay.
say.
So let's
I'm not gonna
let's do.
say he's a fraud. I'm not gonna say
Let,
that.
okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Brandon, out of the 10 turnovers he showed us, did you see 6 steals?
Well, it's like a 3, right? I think it was 3.
There
It
was 3.
Yeah.
3
It was
steals.
3
I saw
steals.
3 or 4, yeah, something like that.
John, did you see 6 steals and 10 turnovers?
Oh no, unless I need some new
I
glasses.
think Chill wants to come on. Chill time.
Yeah, chill. We about to put the link up. I'm about to put the link up right now. I just want to get
No.
an answer from all the panel first before we put the thing up because again, I just want to make sure. Craig, did you see 6 steals and those 10 turnovers?
No.
Okay, Ralph, I know you didn't watch the whole game, but the little thing that we provided you, the evidence that we gave to you,
I
here
didn't
at Go
see.
James
I
Kingdom.
didn't see him.
I know.
I
I
didn't see
understand,
him
Ralph.
within
I
that
understand.
film.
You're gonna listen. There are other 88 games probably available of Michael Jordan. You just gotta go find them. All right, go look up the box score. Go find whatever game you can find. But out of the 10 turnovers you saw there, did you see 6 steals?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and
I
gentlemen,
didn't see the game.
we are going to put the link up for you guys so that you guys can come join the panel and we can have some fun and have a good conversation. While you guys come up one by one, all right, I'm going to continue to show you what I have. Because again, we are GOAT James Kingdom. We do this like the other, like I told you. Now not like us. They're not like us. Dun, 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 dun.
Jay, I never said that like they're not doing that for other players, but if you think that Mike didn't get that treatment, then all evidence to the contrary, to just be objective.
No, it's not about Mike getting that treatment. It's about why he got that treatment. Because Mike was begging for him to win a defensive award. He wanted a defensive accomplishment. He wanted to add something to his record.
Because they just pulled the MVP.
Because if we look at
that's all
if-
because they do
if-
shit with MVP.
if
When
we
someone
look
cry
at
about it, Joe
Yeah.
Embiid gets it the next year. He was crying about it. What do
Okay.
I have to do
Go ahead.
next year? Have MVP.
Go ahead,
who
get it out.
knows? They probably still doing it today.
we just told you they're not, Craig.
That's
They're not
true.
doing it today. They're not doing it today.
They're not
That
doing it as
MVP,
much. But
like,
it's
yo,
No,
never
you
had
can't,
that
Craig,
MVP.
because we can watch any game today. Just like you guys can't watch no games from the 80s and you just don't want to accept nothing. They have all the
I'm
games available to
accepting
us
it. I'm
watch.
saying the NBA as a whole is a cheating. I accept that they cheated. What the fuck? I don't know what else you want me to say. They cheated.
Okay, so Michael Jordan's defensive player of the year 1988 season is disqualified for you, Craig?
Everybody,
No.
that whole league,
No.
the stats
Yeah.
was won because
Yeah,
of stats.
those
And
stats
then
are unbelievable.
whenever the league was 100% clear of making false stats on a sheet, then that's when we can start counting the
We
rewards
gotta
for
do
these
that for a
stats.
lot of players if that's the case too. So.
Hey, let's start with Michael Jordan's
We
1988.
could start.
He said, "Let's start with Michael Jordan."
No. First off, no. First off, let's just look at the numbers as is. That 1988 season was Michael Jordan's second largest if you want to include 1995 or the 2002 season. Right? That's the one that's available. Ocho Takes, you got to give us a minute. We got a full panel. Once somebody drops, I'll be able to bring you up. So thank you for joining us. We got a few fellas here on the panel. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for joining us. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So these are Jordan's home and road discrepancies throughout his career for his steals and blocks. And the actual percentage on the right. This is the research done by Tom Haberstroh, a true credited reporter, a true basketball historian. His take is this, is that Michael Jordan and the stat keeper of the Chicago Bulls had a special bond that allowed Michael Jordan to get these special numbers. The guy's name is Bob Rosenberg. He is Michael Jordan's. He was the Chicago Bulls and also other Chicago teams for Jerry Reinsdorf. He was Michael Jordan's right hand man. So much so that Check it. Let me put Firmino chill right quick. Listen, Michael Jordan was obsessed with stats so much that the stat keeper took notice of it. This is from the Chicago AP in 1999, talking about Michael Jordan's retirement in '98. He says this is the opening line to the whole article. He says the first week Jordan played for the Bulls, scorer Bob Rosenberg looked up to find him studying the scorebook every time he reported to the table to re-enter the game. It didn't take long to figure out why. By knowing everybody's points and rebounds and totals, Jordan knew how the newspaper stories the next day would begin. Then he'd take the floor and made sure they always began the same way, quote unquote, Michael Jordan blank. So Michael Jordan understood the power of stats, and he used stats to glorify his career and his legacy. And this guy helped him do it so that he can win Defensive Player of the Year, because the whole 1988 Jordan was making a campaign for MVP and the actual Defensive Player of the Year, because he didn't make the All-Defensive team in 1987, although he still had 200 steals and 100 blocks. And he used those stats to say that he actually should do that. So this is what Tom Haberstroh is trying to say, is that Michael Jordan's 1988 season is completely under question because stat keepers are allowed to actually doctor the actual game stats, and they were doing it during that span. And Bob Rosenberg is reported and quoted to say that every stat that he ever recorded for over his 40-year or 50-year career was done by paper, pen, and whiteout. So those are all the facts, ladies and gentlemen, that we provide here in GOAT James Kingdom. We don't make things up. We look them up. Like we told y'all, certified boogeymen. That's what we are. We make the Zesty Jeffries run. I told y'all, hide the Bible if God's watching. It is serious, y'all, not like us. So we got Blue Boat, Mac Def, and we also got Chilltown in the house. Shout out to Chilltown. We know who Chilltown is, and New World. Thank you guys for joining us.
My guy Chilltown?
Chilltown is in the building. Shout out to Chilltown. Y'all listen. Me and Chilltown and I have a great relationship on TikTok. I go over there and we talk real basketball because he's a real TikToker that talks basketball. Beyond that, you guys know who he is. But let's start with Blue Boat first because he showed up first. Blue Boat, thank you for joining us. I told him to hide the Bible if God's watching. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we have God's voice speaking. Go ahead, Blue Boat.
Yeah, God's voice.
Hey, salute to the channel, everybody. Salute to everybody. Salute to Chilltown, T Perfect. You know what I mean? Said Johnny, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, like I said, I got Jordan as the GOAT myself, but I can't tell a lie, man. I can't tell a lie. It looked like they were trying to prop him up just a tad, just a little bit. You know, maybe certain games, certain situations in certain games where they were close to a certain number of steals and blocks, whatever. I think the stat, you know, the stat keeper, right? He kind of spruced his numbers just a tad, just to make that defensive player of the year award look more enticing, just to give him a little bit more leeway in that award. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like I said, I got to keep it 100. I keep it 100, man. Like Mike always been my dude, man. Mike always been my dude, but that's stat pattern 101 right there, bro. That's stat pattern 101. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's just you provided the evidence, you provided the games. It's like a time log. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. So, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But I can't, like I said, Mike's my guy. Mike always been my guy. But hey, it is what it is. It's concrete evidence, and it's time. It's time things. You know what I mean? But I want to say, if this was LeBron James doing this, do you know how much outrage would have been? Let's say somebody like Tom Haberstroh did this to it with LeBron. You think this would be on ESPN 24/7?
Wait. Who's a more credible reporter, Whitlock or Haberstroh?
Man, and that's not even a question. That's not even a question. What Whitlock, the word journalist, reporter, and Whitlock shouldn't be in the same damn sentence. Stop it. Stop it.
I hear that. I hear that. So let's let Mac Def get in here. Mac Def, you said you had some special research that you went and did. You do be doing your thing, bro. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining us. What you got for us on today's topic, sir?
Yeah, salute to the panel. Salute to the chat. So, I went back, and the only game that I could actually find was the Bulls versus the Celtics in '88, April 24th, which was like the last game of the season. I watched the whole game, and I said, if Michael Jordan had one steal on this stat sheet in this box score, I'm gonna go crazy because I watched the whole game. He ain't had no steal, right? I went to the box score. It actually said he had one steal. Now I was like, he did have one block, and he did have like a strip when a guy went up, which I didn't count because the guy didn't lose possession. So they must have counted that as the steal. All I'm saying is that this is true. This is the God honest truth, bro. We've seen. There's also footage of him having 10 steals in one game. I counted. He only really had 7. So the cooking the stats and cooking the books. This is true, ladies and gentlemen. We can't run from this or hide the facts. What I will say in Jordan's defense, in '87, I think he was the first one to have 100 or 200 steals and 100 blocks. First guard to ever do that. He didn't make an all defensive team, which is crazy. This year, in '88, like let's say they cook the books and we take away what? How many steals are they saying that he cooked? 20, 22?
30 to 40%.
Okay. What I'm saying is that let's take away 20 steals, 24 steals.
Is that 30%, sir? That's not 30% of 200. That sounds more like 10%. You got to take away 30 to 40%.
No, he's saying the 6 games. So he's saying like he counted
Jordan had 28 steals in 6 games. Yeah, Jordan had 28 steals in 6 games. He only counted 12. So Jordan had he only counted 12.
Correct.
12.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So that's 14.
That's twice
right?
as much, bro. That's 130% more. I mean, 230%.
No, what I'm saying,
more.
what if he counted basically the math is saying that okay, let's take away based on what he's saying. Let's take away 14. He still would have been tied for second, I believe, in total steals. He might have been a low as far as the steals per game goes. That probably would have actually went to Alvin Robinson. Jordan probably is averaging 2.9, a stud of the 3.2. So I give you that. But to say that it's a fraud defensive player of the year award, you could look in '87 he should have made a defensive team, didn't. This year he did the exact same thing.
Oh my God!
18. I don't know. I'm just going.
Mac, I'm going to stop you, Mac, because you got to stop. We got to move on from you. Chill town. Now they got all this math. The eye test don't matter. His eye test just showed you that Jordan had no steals in the game where Jordan got a bunch of steals. He don't want to remove 30 to 40% of Jordan's steals in any of his era. All them scoring titles eliminated. All those all defensive selections eliminated. All those things about Jordan being the greatest defender of all times eliminated. Disqualified. He is not allowed. Again, hide the Bible if God is watching because it's over for the Zesty Jeffries. Oh my God.
Zesty Jeffries.
Hey, T, perfect. Really quickly, when I came on, you kind of scrunched your face up. I owe you some money or something? What's going on, bro? What's going on, my man?
Give me.
I'm just wondering. Like I walked in the door, you know, I'm saying what's up to everybody, and you like this dude. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I owe you some money or something? You know, did I take a job that you wanted or something like that? What's going on, brother?
They hurt today, Chill Town. They're hurt.
So let's rewind. We have to. What you can't argue is you can't argue facts, and this opens up Pandora's box. That's what this does. This completely opens up Pandora's box. Huh? I only was able to get through 3 games because I was getting pissed off. I couldn't watch all of them because I was getting pissed off. The Nets game where they said he had 10 steals, I only counted 5. He pokes the ball away. He pokes the ball away from he pokes the ball away from Buck Williams. Was it Buck Williams? Not in '87. In '88. He pokes the ball away Charles Oakley picks the ball up. They charge the steal to Jordan. That's not a steal. That's a deflection. Those two things are not the same thing. That's number one. But the thing that we completely forget about is, where does this come from? The statistician, Rucker, who first got the job, he's a 19-year-old kid. He's encouraged to do this. This isn't something that he just started doing because it's Jordan. He was told to do this by other people. That's why this opens up Pandora's box.
No, hold on, wait, chill. Oh, wait, no. The guy who's been doing this has been recording Chicago Bulls games since the 60s, since Chicago Bulls inception. Matter of fact, he got into it with Wilt Chamberlain. Because Wilt Chamberlain thought that he was actually reducing some of his assists, and they had to get the team to actually to show up and do it so that they can collaborate with him. And mind you, Michael Jordan in 1989 and this same man, Bob Rosenberg, was told to stop talking during games because there was a report that he was signaling Jordan when what Jordan needed to get triple doubles in 1989.
Right.
And he admitted in the NBA, on his NBA bio, he admitted that Michael Jordan said, "Why didn't you tell me that I was only 2 points away from Wilt Chamberlain's record of 42 points in 1988's All-Star game?" He told Michael Jordan, word to word, "I was holding 2 fingers up every time you ran past me. You didn't see it. You didn't get it." So this is factual stuff coming from a real dude that's been doing this for a long time.
Right.
He's basically a Hall of Famer if you really want to take it there.
100%. And the guy Rucker, who was a statistician for the Vancouver Grizzlies, he learned this from him. He's the one who said, "This is who I got it from. This is the guy who told me this is how we do things. We stat pad." That's why the idea of this opening up Pandora's box is a big deal, because this whole thing was predicated on Jordan having 200 steals and 100 blocks. Now let's rewind, like you just said, Goat, not too long ago. You're talking about 30. You're talking about 30%. I don't know if you do. I've actually done the math on this. 30% of 259 steals. That's 77 steals. Take that off the books. That's 181 steals. So that immediately takes away the 200 steals right there. So we're done with that, right? So now let's take 30 more. Let's take 30 more percent off the 100 blocks. Okay. So now, if I'm not mistaken, that's 40 blocks. So that's less than 60. So now that's less than 100 blocks and less than 200 steals. This Defensive Player of the Year in 1988 was predicated on that. So now if we're doing that, we got to do that with everybody. And plus, don't forget this, Goat. You work for, I don't know, you're a reporter for the Seattle Gazette, and you got an MVP vote. Yo, you can't watch all these Bulls games, right? And the reason why you can't watch all these Bulls games, because you're too busy watching Gary Payton. You're too busy watching Dennis Johnson. So because you're doing that, what can you go off of? You opening up the newspaper, damn, Jordan had 10 steals last night. Jordan had 8 steals last night. He might be the Defensive Player of the Year. Meanwhile, what you don't know is they cooking the books. You don't know that they out here cooking the books.
Tone, I mean, hold on, wait, chill town. What's up with your boy Tone, man? What's up with Tone? Shout out to Sports Fluent. How much more research we need? He gonna do more research than Harris Show. Now, mind you, Sports Fluent, you've always said that you had tapes of all these games because you grew up and you had satellite in the '80s. Well, the links. Oh, I'm gonna put the link up if he wants to show up. We can all show. I actually got a couple people waiting in the background. Yeah, that's it. Listen, chill town.
I said the NBA cheated. You think it was just Jordan? Like I'm trying to say.
Craig, real quick. Hey, Craig, real quick. I don't know if you know this, but Chamberlain and Bill Russell, between the both of them, they had 26 40 rebound games. You think it's a coincidence that all of them games was at home?
Yeah.
All those games were at home. All of them combined. All of those games are 26 40 rebound games between the both of them.
I'm gonna let you come up, New World, but I want to bring this up because Chilltown brought up about how we have to check everybody's, and this is what started all of this. Because remember, just a couple of years ago, right? They were over here telling us that Jarrett Jackson numbers were doctored up, right? And you can see his numbers are here by the per 36 minutes, how much higher it was. But guess what? They did their research. People went back and watched all the games at home, and come to find out the numbers were accurate. They were not off. So he actually just played better. So they are doing their research. These guys are doing their research. We know who doesn't do their research. The Zesty Jeffries and New World could tell you that. New World, you know they don't do their research. You see what we doing. They're not like us. We popped out and showed niggas. Certified boogeymen. We up the skull niggas. We up the skull on these niggas, man.
Hey, real fast.
Go ahead, New World.
Just really fast here.
Go ahead.
Chilltown, huge fan. Since last time you roasted me for having a bad take, so much respect to you. And also, just really fast, Kobe 824, we've been over this, and I'm like getting to the point where I'm almost very drunk. So having the Kobe LeBron debate isn't going to be a good thing for you because I would roast the shit out of you whenever it's my turn. So don't come with that weak shit.
Hold on.
Don't worry. He'll never show up. He'll never show
Listen,
up.
Blue Ball or Mac Def, do you mind if I drop one of you up to bring somebody else up, and then I'll bring you guys back up shortly?
No. Go ahead. You good.
All right, I appreciate that. I want to bring up somebody who's been waiting, who's been very patient. Appreciate you, Blue Ball. Appreciate you for doing that. We got somebody named here, Ocho Takes, but let's let New World get his take in. New World, go ahead, New World.
Yeah, brother, this has been a bad week for the JDRs. You know, they over here asking for proof, but you know they'll never ask for proof when they're talking about LeBron steroid allegations. You know, they just always going off of what somebody else said. So I just think it's funny as hell watching them deny the proof that's in front of them. And it's not like this man is just saying something without any kind of evidence to back it up. He cited his sources. He gave you the material, the source material where he got all of his information from. And he admitted that it was hard to find these games. So for him to find those games. So obviously it's going to be hard for a casual fan to find them as well. But, you know, for anybody who's actually out there dedicated to do the research like Chilltown, big fan of him. Shout out to everybody on the panel, by the way. I forgot to do that at first. But yeah, man, like this is something that, you know, only real basketball fans are going to take seriously, because they're going to actually watch those games. They're going to go dig them up however they can. And, you know, to the people who just idolize Jordan blindly, like that was one of the reasons why I had to like take Jordan down from the GOAT, because it was just getting to the point where you can't even talk to some of these dudes without them just making shit up about Jordan that didn't actually happen. See, like that shit, that's not really acceptable when it comes to a basketball conversation. It just isn't. You can't use narratives to make a case for this man being the greatest of all time. Like, you got to use facts. And when facts are getting called into question, then you got to either be 10 toes down or you got to go out and do the research yourself.
Yeah, but the question is this, New World, right? I got to ask you this, because why is it only the Zesty Jeffrey eye test that matters? How come we can all see our eye test, but it don't matter what we see? Like Rob is asking, he needs to see it for himself. He don't trust us after we just showed him 2 separate videos coming from Tom Haberstroh of the games that he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he clearly laid out all the research for you. Like, he did half of the work himself. Like, he told you what games he looked at. So if you wanted to fact check him, you can easily fact check him, and you could do the research yourself.
No, they can't.
Like, when you blindly,
they can't.
yeah, it's fanaticism, man. It's the fanaticism.
Again, I'm going to ask.
That's what I'm having trouble.
Okay, the 30% is all right. Here's the 30%. Let's break this down. All right, when Haberstroh went and looked at the games, all right, when he went and go look at the games, he found out that there were 41 live ball turnovers, 18 of them, but the Bulls had 59 steals. So you're giving the Bulls credit. That's 18 steals. How much is 18 of 59, Mac?
Well, I don't know the percentage of 18 and 59.
That's 30%, brother. It's about 30-some percent.
Of these 6 games?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Okay,
we can only go off the information we really have. So as we have, you can't create your own math, because even in the game that you said it was 100%.
I'm not. Calm down. What I'm saying is you're taking away 30% of the total of 259, which is the rest of the season games, with no proof. You're going off this 30%.
No, Mac, we have proof. Mac, this is the proof. This is the proof. This is the proof, the 6 games. Nigga, we don't need no more games. Nigga, you don't even watch one game. Why do I have to give you 82 fucking games?
Bro, I just told you I watched a whole... Hold on, sir. I told you I just watched a whole game, and I said Jordan didn't have a steal, but they counted it as he did have a steal. I watched... not these 6 games. I watched a whole nother game.
Word, and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga. Sit your ass down.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. This is GOAT James Kingdom. You're not going to come here and try to lie for Zesty Jeffries. We're going to put you in the fucking dugout.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
Sit your ass down.
That's where the fuck you belong when you come on GOAT James Kingdom and try to lie. We have the fucking proof.
Let's discuss. I ain't discussing shit with no goddamn kid.
I'm not really sure what he's trying to get at here.
Who give a fuck?
Sit your ass down.
What the fuck you doing here? If you can't take it.
Sit your ass down.
Now, Mac, I put you in the background because you couldn't handle it. I'm gonna bring back Ocho because Ocho was very patient. Let's let Ocho get his take in. As y'all see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We go live every Sunday noon Eastern time to talk about the GOAT conversation. Ocho, you've been very patient. What's your words on your take on this situation?
I just wanted to say that it was interesting what I seen on like Twitter and how this, instead of it making people want to go back and analyze the 90s or like the stat keeping, it just lets a lot of LeBron hate people saying Rich Paul paid the dude to write the article. So like having to jump down some rabbit holes just to be in denial is kind of crazy to me, honestly.
The eye test, right? They tell us to go get the eye test. The man went and the man did his. The man could have said, you know what? I can't find no games of this. It is what it is. We're just gonna let Jordan live. He went and said, I'm gonna go find this. He asked some other person to help him do it, and then said, you know what? Help me look through the games. Let me make sure it's just not just me. And they both came up with the same numbers.
Yeah, when you get clear evidence like that, you can't really deny it or try to deny it without being a straight up fanboy. That's my opinion.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm gonna start with you, Brandon. We'll just ask Brandon. Brandon, what evidence do we have besides the 30% of those 6 games? Should we say, okay, we're gonna remove Michael Jordan's numbers? How can we do it?
I mean, we can't really remove his number because we don't know all the games, but the still titles come into question because most likely he didn't have the most steals. He didn't average the most steals. They just come into question, just like the baseball players. We don't know, so they're not making the Hall of Fame. They come into question.
Hey, Gold, I'm gonna leave you
That's
to it,
not
brother.
an argument that they could use. That's not an argument they could use.
All right, let's let Chill Town get up out of here. Any last words, Chill Town, before we get up out of here? Go ahead and plug your channels, plug your show. Go ahead, brother.
Pandora's box has just been opened. That's all I know, B. Pandora's box.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be the whole league. Y'all think
Pandora's
it's just
box has just
Jordan?
been opened. This is not.
Chill Town, I love you.
This is not going to stop here, my man. Pandora's box. Love you too, brother. Love you too, brother. Pandora's box has been opened. And we gotta now check with everybody. We can't just check with Jordan, and we can't just check with Jordan that season. Now we gotta dig into everything.
Oh, 15
He
years.
He did it. Have a show did it. Hey, Chill Town, get off that ottoman. Say what's up to your mother. I'll see you on TikTok, brother.
Call your mother. Hey, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call her. Let me talk to you, brother.
Be good, brother. Be good. Be good.
Also, for one thing, they're not going to go back and look at everybody. This is not a thing about everybody. This is about the GOAT debate. They're going to go back and look at Jordan. This is about the GOAT debate. This hurts Jordan's GOAT debate because his stats are fraudulent. Simple as that. We know for a fact now his stats are fraudulent. It hurts
Well,
Jordan.
the man admitted to looking at these stats because that DPOY is like a huge factor in Jordan's GOAT case. At least that's what the JDR say.
That's what.
There's
exactly.
There's nothing that could really be done now. There's nothing can really be done. His stats are fraudulent, and the only reason a lot of people put him above LeBron because of these fraudulent steals and blocks that he had in a few seasons.
Yeah.
Later in his career, they dipped down so much. You could say he was older and all this other stuff, but he was getting less than half a block a season. He wasn't getting 2 steals a game no more because the stuff was corrected. But earlier in his career, those stats are fraudulent. Fraudulent.
Facts. All right, let's let Ishmael get his word in. What up, Ishmael? Thank you for joining me. Ishmael is a GOAT James Kingdom member. Thank you, sir, for joining us. We're going to put the link up. We got another space if anybody wants to join. But go ahead. What do you think about today's topic, Ishmael?
I don't think I'm really that surprised because I'm more surprised about the fact that the story is coming out and people are talking about it. But I'm not really that surprised that the mainstream sports media really hasn't talked about it. They've only done like a 2-minute section on it with Nick Wright. And so it's like, I think they're just going to remain quiet on it until like more information comes out, about his stats. But I don't think I'm surprised at the fact that a lot of these stats seem to be like, they're just.
Wait. What more information do we need? Well, how much more information can we get? The NBA has a 10 steal game. They didn't show us 10 steals.
I think it's like
there's not one proof. There's not one proof of any game from 1988 anybody can show us that says Michael Jordan actually had the steals he had, or the Chicago Bulls box score was actually
I agree.
accurate.
I agree. I'm not going to disagree. I just think that it has to be more. It has to go like get popular with it. We have to find more of it for them to finally, like, I think the mainstream media to finally say something about it, because they're not really. They're pretty quiet on it.
No, this article is going crazy right now. What do you mean? This is
I'm
big.
talking about like when we talk about ESPN and stuff like that. I'm talking about like those type of people. It's not.
Well, remember they're paid by Jordan, so they're not.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like we're not hearing much from Sports Center, NBA.
No.
You know, we're not
Jordan and Stephen A. like this.
Yeah, so that's the type of that mainstream media. Like other than that's what I'm regarding that. But my take is that I'm not that surprised, but like today is pretty serious. Like it's really serious and more transparent when it comes to stats. Like just last year, Jaren Jackson was critiqued about the fact that if his blocks was fake, or if like the Grizzlies home court was faking a lot of his stats. And so
they proved it to be wrong. They proved it to be wrong, and they proved
right.
Exactly.
Yes. It's because it was somebody from Reddit that pointed it out that his stats could be wrong. That could be wrong, and so like they had to go over it in order to make sure like this is actually a real thing. But I also wanted to say is that people are saying, well, now we got to look at everybody. We got to look at all these people and stuff. And so when I look at this is 1988, and so the person with the second most steals was Alvin Robertson, and it's not just about you got to Alvin Robertson got a crazy amount of steals, so he got 243. What you need to compare is the differential number, like the difference between him and home games, and like Jordan was 176%, right? Differential. That's extremely high. Like we're talking about somebody that's in second place is like 148%. You see the entire difference of that? That's huge. And so it's like so then like just imagine third and fourth, the number is going to probably decrease, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it's going to be more consistent. I'm pretty sure of that. And so you that's what I'm saying. Like you got to compare the differential number, and then you'll get an honest perspective to see like how much of a difference was everybody else in that aspect. So that's
man, ain't cheating, man. Ain't no difference needed. Niggas is cheating.
Well, you gotta compare the difference, Craig. You can't just say everybody cheated just because obviously your home stats are going to be more than your away stats. That's clear, but you got to see the difference. Like Jordan has an outrageous like 176%. That's crazy, man. That's huge.
The league is cheating.
Well, I agree with Craig. They say he went to a conference and was encouraged to cheat with some of the stats for everybody. So
I'm not going to deny that, but I'm just saying, like this man, like his number is like it's so much bigger than everybody else's, right? It's like,
but that's because there definitely was probably, like you guys said, there was a narrative to get him the DPOY. I mean, I believe that. I mean, Michael Cooper's. I mean, let's be honest. Mike's 87 stats destroyed Cooper's, but he was on the 87 Lakers, and they had a really good team. I mean, there was no business giving him the DPOY over Jordan or anyone else. I think if you look at his actual
Jordan
numbers,
wasn't even above 500. That's why he wasn't. He was.
Well,
he had a bad
exactly,
season.
and like exactly, but like also like you said, there was a lot of. It was purely based on stats back then. Win shares did exist then as well, but you think like I think. Either Hakeem would have won, but like you guys are also saying, like how cooked were Eaton's or Hakeem's stats, like probably not to the degree Jordan's was. I agree completely, but it's all relative. But
calling each other, yo, which you gonna give Hakeem next game? All right, I'm gonna give Jordan this game.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that Mike. I mean, obviously with this coming out, it's just like. It definitely raises some questions about, especially because it directly affects my ranking criteria. So that's why I'm.
He's officially disqualified from the GOAT debate. Jordan is no longer allowed in the GOAT debate. Hold on, twin man. Reg is back in the building. He's running out of money, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a long show for you, Reggie. I told y'all hide the Bible if God's watching. Y'all, listen, y'all thought LA was going to let y'all keep disrespecting Kobe, nigga. If Michael Jordan had 10 steals, nigga, come and show me, nigga. Y'all can't do it. So he says here, They probably padded his 35 points per game too. No, Jordan padded for that. We already proved Jordan was stat padding to score 35 points per game. That's how he was able to do it, by shooting 27, 28 times per game. Anybody in NBA history will average that shooting that. So let's let Wayne get his take in. We got Reggie Reg to get his money in. Wayne, thanks for being patient. What's your take on today's show? And is it official? Is Michael Jordan's legacy officially tarnished and under question?
Yes, it is. We got questions and answers too. So I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but I've seen this. Where
are you at,
I think
Wayne?
there was some version of it years ago. Was that?
Dude, Wayne just walking through the hood right
Was
now.
No, I'm in my yard right now.
Between him and Sturdy, we don't know where they be at. Sturdy be in gunfights, and then you over here got dog fights over here. You over here being Michael Vick. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, and
Go ahead,
I guess
Wayne.
coincidentally, I just finished some research as well pertaining to where the GOATs rank. So I got my top 20 list, and it's pretty interesting. I will say that. But the reality is, I think I might be able to do it on the Friday night podcast. But when I check all the rankings of where people are, that definitely calls into question where Michael Jordan is ranked. So I got some serious issues with that.
You got some serious issues. All right, so are you removing 30% of Jordan's stats? Because that's what we're doing. We're removing 30% of all his stats in block, steals, report. Jordan no longer averages 30
I'm good with that.
6 and 5. He averages 34 and 3 here in GOAT James Kingdom. He only averages one and a half steals, and he averages 0.5 blocks per game.
Is he still
I let him live with that, but was that?
Listen, we're gonna let Twin Man cook because you guys are not ready to actually put Michael Jordan's legacy on fire. This is GOAT James Kingdom. We ain't got no time for you guys.
Everybody in that era legacy on
Hey,
fire.
y'all go putting everybody after we already proved it ain't everybody. It's just Zesty. It's just Michael. It's just Michael.
Jenny, see if you can hook me up for Friday night coming.
It's just Michael. It's just Michael. We have
Right,
no
so
footage,
what is
no
this?
evidence of no one else. So wait, so until you Jordan fans
Don't bring up.
go find the footage.
Wait a
Go
second.
find the footage.
And I can't wait.
It's just
Go find the footage of Bill Russell getting accredited for rebounds. He didn't get because they got games of him. Go look it up. So let's go. Let's let Twin Man get in because I know Twin Man been patient. Thank you guys again. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out the membership at GOAT James Kingdom because we do big things here. Like I told you, they not like us. Sometimes you gotta pop out of show, niggas. We certified boogeymen. We just up the score on them. Let's go, Twin Man. What you got for me?
God, Twin Man.
Hold on to your lily white butts. It's about to get real. So I have a question. When LeBron James was being accused of being on steroids, even though his name showed up in some paperwork, then the DEA cleared him, we still had people running around here saying LeBron James was on steroids, correct?
Facts.
Correct?
Yeah.
Facts.
So we have evidence, and we have evidence from the federal government that he did not do this, but we still have people running around saying he did it, right?
Still.
Right?
Still. Yeah, people like Pee Wee Herman.
I just want to know something. We have evidence and videotape evidence. Someone did the research, counted the steals, counted the blocks, and they're saying, this doesn't add up. And y'all are sitting here saying this doesn't tarnish his legacy. How does this not tarnish this man's legacy? You want to say, Craig, everybody back then was doing it. You know what? I agree with you. Are they counting everyone in the 1980s as the GOAT?
All right, so when we have this GOAT debate, why do y'all bring up other
that is a
players?
yes or no question, sir. What? This is Twin Man's time to cook. Are they counting everybody in the 80s as the GOAT, or is it just Jordan?
It's Kareem, too.
It is Kareem. It is Kareem. Good job, Craig. That's my DJ delegate. It is Kareem, too.
That was a nice comeback.
Don't do that.
Craig, you try it, but you ain't gonna win today, baby. Who are they calling the GOAT? They are calling Jordan the GOAT. If this was LeBron James,
but you don't believe
this would be plastered all over every news outlet. right
All right,
now.
hold on.
So
Wait a
for
minute.
this to
Shut up.
be-
Wait.
so-
Hold on. Don't let me mute everybody. Let me get this in. Shout out to Sea Dog 67, a true GOAT James Kingdom supporter. He does it better than you, Reggie. You need to step up, Reggie. Like he said, great show, by the way. I'm still in that pinky soundbite. Listen, if you Zesty Jeffries can't do it right, I'll put you in the dugout. I know Mac Def is not a Zesty Jeffrey, but if you're going to defend the Zesty Jeffries, that's not your job here. Let Craig, let Travis and Ralph do that, because they do a better job than you ever would do, Mac Def. So don't ever come on GOAT James Kingdom trying to tell us what we should do and not do. That's not happening here. So shout out to you, C-Dog. You are a true supporter. Thank you so much, man. I can't wait to see you on the top 50 greatest show coming up very shortly. So thank you for the love and support there. Thank you so much. All right, go ahead, Twin Man. Go back to cooking and doing what you're doing best, brother.
So let's just say this right here. If this was LeBron James, they would be sitting here saying not only should his stats not count, not just the 30 or 40%, they would say none of his stats count. We should wipe him out the record books. If this was anybody else, that's how they would be talking. So why is it no?
Everybody. And if the stats
I don't feel the same energy, the same fervor that people give LeBron James. This is supposed to be Air Jordan. I mean, this man stopped crime, Craig.
Hold on. Stop crime. Talking about stopping crime, Twin Man. Wait, Twin Man, the same man who said Jordan stopped crime and told us that he was a construction worker for a living, now actually cooks for a living. He be in the back of Denny's making your breakfast for you and your Grand Slam, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Willie Summers.
I need from every Jordan fan that keeps LeBron James in his mouth, sitting here saying he's a choker in 2011, that he's really not a leader, he's a bum. All these people running around with the dumbass memes. I need y'all to have the same energy. Y'all had no evidence talking shit about LeBron James, talking about he was sitting here shooting up steroids. Y'all had no evidence for none of the bullshit y'all running around here saying. This is evidence, factual evidence. Other people in the 80s doing this exact same thing? Absolutely. None of them are being considered the GOAT. None of them are sitting here having the defenders that Michael Jordan has to this day to make it seem like this man can do no wrong. He cooked the books to boost his legacy, and that should disqualify him from anything, period.
I like how you freestyle that.
Hey, Twin Man, I got a question for you, Twin Man. Twin Man, I got a question for you. Who's the best guard shot blocking ever?
The best shot blocker ever?
Shooting guard. What's the best shooting block guard of all time?
I can answer that now. I can answer that question now.
Hold on, wait. It's right there. 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 It's right there.
Motherfucking Wade.
That was my point. That was my point.
And listen, it took 21 years for Jordan to surpass LeBron in blocks per game, because right now LeBron's at 0.7 and Jordan's, we know, is at 0.8 superficially. It's not 0.8 for real. So even at that, we know with Michael Jordan, because remember, we're moving 30% of all of Michael Jordan's stats, rebounds, blocks, steals, all of that at 30%. So he averages 30, 4, and 3, 1.5, and 0.5 blocks per game for his NBA career.
And what makes this even more disgusting, bro? Jordan's ability and his athletic ability, he didn't need to cook the books. He's a great player. He didn't need to
No, he had to cook the books. He had to cook the books because he had to sell shoes to stop crime. Yeah. You can't sell shoes if you're not an all-star. Remember, he had a special deal in his Nike contract that if he won a scoring title and if he won things like that and he made the all-star team and things like that, he gets bonuses. Besides the idea of selling shoes.
That's it was the money. Because that's how players had to.
And in 1988, that was one of the biggest marketing campaigns for Nike and Michael Jordan, because the All-Star game was in Chicago.
So LeBron could
it was in Chicago. Right. All of the Michael Jordan shoes, and just like they still do to today, are shown during either the NBA Finals, but since Jordan couldn't make the Finals then, they used to show it during the All-Star game. So when you wanted to see the new pair of J's, you had to tune into the All-Star game.
So you didn't watch the game, you watched the commercials, because you know a whole lot of the commercials.
You know, hey, Johnny, this is mostly Jordan fans' fault. You know, this is Jordan fans' fault, is because they have scrutinized LeBron James' entire career. His entire career, they have completely scrutinized. It's like the tables have turned, where it's like, okay, hold up, now we're going to start looking at these games if we can find footage of anything, we're going to compare the skill level. We're going to see if Jordan traveled a lot, which he did, and then we're going to see the fact that
There's footage of that too.
yeah, it is. Yes, yeah, I saw it. He traveled a lot, pivot foot issues, and all that type of stuff. And
Yeah,
so,
they allowed Jordan to travel for his dunks because they were trying to market the dunk back then. So if he had to take an extra step or two to get that lift off, they would give it to him.
But it's
All
like,
right, so I have a
now
question. So I have a question. Do this new knowledge move Bill Russell ahead of Jordan? Because it's always been Jordan's stats.
That's a good discussion.
Well, my thing is that is this article a proof that Jordan was part of the end? Was he like working with a man or something like that? That
Yes. It's probably. I don't think it's too much of Jordan's fault, but I know he wanted it. He wanted it, but since his stats are not what it should be, Bill Russell's stats apparently is not better than Jordan. So
Brandon, we're not letting him go, Brandon. Come on, do a better job than that, Brandon. Listen, Brandon, this man it was noted that since his rookie season, Michael Jordan used to come to this man to find out what the stats were during the middle of an actual basketball game. Michael Jordan is on national television pleading for defensive accolades and MVP in 1987 because of 200 steals and 100 blocks.
Yeah, he was pleading to be MVP of the league with a losing record.
Yes,
with a losing record, playing.
And after he gets recognized for being after he gets his recognition for being a great defender and winning Defensive Player of the Year and making his first All Defensive team, his numbers go back to kind of normal. They no longer start cooking his numbers for him.
Well, John, I got a question. No. So how is Jordan not involved in this? When him and Rosenberg have a very close relationship. Even Rosenberg himself said that he used to make certain clips and archives for Michael Jordan. He says he has every piece of paperwork he went in every event. Every concert, every basketball event, he has the ticket. He has the actual documents, the program, everything from all the finals. This man here has a treasure trove of basketball information for the Chicago Bulls. Matter of fact, he is known for making Guy Rodgers famous because Guy Rodgers won an assist title in 1960-something, and they say it's because he helped cook the stats to help him get more assists. This is not nothing new. This is only new to the
Zesty Jeffries.
But here in GOAT James Kingdom, like I told y'all not like us. I told y'all, hide the Bible if God's watching, because we whooping feet around here. Y'all see, wait a minute. Y'all see me in my red shirt? I'm doing Tupac moves on y'all. I'm not even from the West Coast. We out here doing y'all dirty, because sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas.
Tupac
We certified boogeymen. We don't got none of these Zesty Jeffries want to step up to the link. We see everybody supporting us though and following us as far as watching us. So thank you so much. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to share the content, because we are all over the place. We are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. You can catch us on Instagram. We're live there now. We're live on Facebook. We're live with Discord. We're all over the place. Twitter, TikTok. You know what we do best, man. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. And it's over. The Zesty Jeffries, it's over for y'all. Michael Jordan's career is completely under question. All of his stats. Sturdy said something about rebounds. Sturdy come up and explain, because he did mention rebounds. He mentioned how they were cooking stats for Bill Russell in them. Chilltown explained it. He said that out of all their 40 rebound games, it was all at home. Every last one of them. And those are the top two rebounders in NBA history.
You can't trust the NBA at all.
So that's one of that's hard because it's the 60s. They had all those possessions and everything. So I guess we did factor that into our ranking as well. All of those rebounds, we did factor that in. But now we have to go back and rewrite our formula, because this has to be factored in. And Jordan was finished. Yeah, this has to be factored in.
Yeah, that's facts. If it was trying to.
We need to question MVP too.
Real.
Yeah.
So Travis and Craig, should this be factored into a formula for the GOAT debate?
Basketball didn't.
That whole league is cheating.
The basketball didn't start until the 2000s. Cut everything off until the 2000s.
It does factor into the GOAT debate.
Oh, completely, because all those stats influence awards and accolades. So you can't not factor that in. I mean, obviously, you'd have to look at everybody during that era to see who actually deserved what award. So if you were going to do that, that's a lot more work. But, I think having like a simple criteria to where like you maybe take away some points. And if you had like a grading system based off of points, you maybe take some points away from like Jordan or Bill and Will using whatever criteria you're using to account for that, to account for their inflated numbers.
I mean,
So,
I read somewhere that what about his
so,
assists?
so
Too?
what we actually did was we had a separate criteria for the like the 40s through 70s or something, or 60s. So we will have to have a separate criteria for the 80s and for the 90s because those stats are fraudulent. So
It
we
should have
have
been
to
like that from the
have
beginning, because you
yeah.
can't really say that the 80s and 90s are like the
I-
2000s and onwards. Like it's a completely different game of basketball at that point.
All right, so let's get everybody's takes on this. So, John, how does this affect the GOAT debate?
It really affects it, and doesn't only affect the DPOY. Does it affect the MVP award that year? Because those numbers on the defensive side help him win
That's
that
the reason he got
MVP
MVP.
award as
That's the reason he
well.
got MVP.
Yes, it helped him get the MVP. So you want MVP and DPOY the same year? Now I got to question both of the awards those years. So do you have 4 MVPs and no DPOY? So I got questions about all of it, of Jordan's. We're going to start with Jordan. We ain't getting away with everybody. We're going to start with Jordan, and then y'all can go to everybody else.
We
But
don't
we're
need
going
to
to
go
start
to
with Jordan.
anybody else. Be honest with you. We just need to go because he's the one who's being propped up to this imaginary pedestal.
Well, all right. Well, so Travis, does this affect the GOAT debate?
Well, I mean, it definitely can. I mean, like I said, I would need to see like some official adjustments, but absolutely. I mean, I'd be a wildly biased homer if I said no, especially if like I'm basing my rankings on fake stats. I mean, obviously, like we've already discussed, like it could be going on for a lot of players, but if there's proof that obviously Jordan was getting preferential treatment and 30% of his, DPOI year stuff was like bogus, then I mean, yeah, I would absolutely say that matters because it's, that's how you rank players.
Yo, that's
Damn,
great.
man.
All right, Craig, you love 1988. I've never seen nobody show 1988 better than you have. You've
I
displayed
literally,
that.
I don't know how many times you want me to say it's fucking cheating. The NBA is cheating. I don't know how many times you want me to say the NBA is cheating. Like,
But
goddamn.
how does it affect the GOAT debate? How does it affect the GOAT debate? That was the real question.
Cheating.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Craig, who do you have as the GOAT today?
I still got Jordan, though, but until the NBA make an official statement, until the NBA come out with an official statement saying these stats is.
They changing that much for you.
Oh my God. So, New World, how does this affect the GOAT debate?
I got Jordan third behind Kareem now. Like we just gonna do it like that because I've always been a bit skeptical. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to devalue Michael Jordan as far as him as a player because he was great. Like, it was nice to watch him in the '90s. He was never my favorite player, but I thought his game was nice. My thing is though, when you talking about all-time rankings and all-time debates and whatnot, you can't be disingenuous and claim like a lot of these JDRs, that LeBron shouldn't be top 10 because of this, that, and the third, and he cheated or he quit or he did steroids, but you're not going to keep that same energy for Jordan, who obviously had the league manufacture a lot of his greatness, like from the marketing to the stat inflation to just how he was able to win his championships. You know what I mean? The 2 3-peats, that's an amazing feat. That's an amazing accomplishment. But I don't think you can overlook the fact that a lot of that could have been doctored. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I don't really want to get into his finals games because that's a whole separate conversation about whether those are rigged or not. But I do think for everything else, as far as his stats and accolades, even I don't know. No, we're gonna stay away from the finals. We're gonna stay away from the finals.
It's a yes. It's a yes to you. All that you just said, you just wanted to say fucking yes. It's a yes.
Yes.
It's funny
So
how
he
y'all
was like
use
a
these
lawyer.
JDRs, the people that don't talk basketball, as the reason why something. When y'all talk to people who talk basketball, it's like y'all only use what the GDRs or whoever y'all want to call say as your vocal point. But real basketball players who don't have those focal points, y'all never say anything about what we
You know
say.
what? You know why, Craig? Let
Y'all
me tell you
always
something.
use with these JDRs, these trolls.
Craig,
Y'all
Craig, 'cause
always use these trolls as a reason why you say these things, and y'all don't talk basketball with them, but y'all sure know what they say every single day.
Well, because they're in the comments. They're safe in the comments. That's what they base. That's what they tell us.
There's
They're safe in
hundreds
the
of
You're
comments
very
of them
safe.
Oh
talking
wait,
right now.
Craig,
You don't have to
today,
go to work.
Craig, today I had one call me DM on Instagram. This is not the first time they've done that. They did the one. I told him show up on the show Sunday. He was
And
like,
you
"Nah,
see why I
let's."
stopped posting in your group?
But that's it. But that's
told
what
you
I'm saying, Craig. But that's why.
I don't want
Craig.
nobody DMing me about my opinion about LeBron or Jordan.
But Craig, that's why we appreciate you though, bro, because you help us understand that it's not all of them are not like that. Like there's people like you out there that still show up and talk the game. So you
Yeah,
there
but
to
y'all
help
talking
them.
to me like I'll be like, oh, LeBron this, LeBron
No, because
that.
they're rooting
If
for you
we
in the
say LeBron
comments.
was the second greatest player of all time is a knock. I don't know what else.
But you
I'm
don't
sorry,
get mad when they root for you in the
that.
comments. You don't get mad when they rooting for you in the comments saying Craig is cooking this, Craig is on top,
I don't
Craig's
pay.
the
I
best.
don't even acknowledge those. Y'all do. Y'all acknowledge it.
That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we are. We are Goat James Kingdom. We acknowledge all our supporters here
So
again
don't
because
say
the Zesty Jeffrey support us, Craig.
I don't say
The
keep it going.
Zesty Jeffrey support us. Are you a part of Goat James Kingdom or not? Because we like to think you are.
I am, but y'all making it seem like
I just want to make sure.
Saying some foul shit. I don't.
No, but they appreciate you, Craig. They appreciate you, Craig. You keep doing what you do best. You the best out here. So let's
the NBA cheating. I'm a Jets fan. I'm about to
No.
All right. Hey, Ocho, does this affect Jordan's GOAT debate? Does this affect the GOAT debate in general?
Yeah, it definitely should, just because I've heard a lot of people say that, like, a main reason why LeBron can't be on Jordan's level is the defense, and then they'll even use the defensive player of the year. Like, that just definitively makes someone a better defender, which I don't know. It just lets me kind of question how much basketball knowledge they truly have. Like, that means they think Rudy Gobert is far superior to Tim Duncan on defense, you know? Like, they must have all types of opinions if they're going to go on one defensive player of the year instead of watching who these players are actually defending. Like, of course, Jordan's going to look better. Like he looks better guarding Clyde Drexler than anyone's going to look guarding fucking Kevin Durant. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they expect. They expect from LeBron. Yeah, like, the GOAT debate, it's kind of always been like a best player debate. And I don't know, like, greatness and the better player. I care more about, like, the best players I've seen, but, like, GOAT, I don't know. Like, if you're really, like if it's the best, like they've been trying to say the whole time, then I don't know how there's even having Jordan, like, top 3, top 5, like, the most talented player you've ever seen. Like, it's okay. That was, like, 30, 40 years ago. Like, it's like, people are going to get better. And that doesn't take away from the greatness, which is what the debate kind of gets, confused with.
True.
Yeah,
True.
I have Jordan probably like 2 right now. Running up.
I'm not mad. That's a valid. That's a valid option. Like, if I would say that LeBron number 2, I get shot at. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I usually don't even have a problem with your takes, Craig. I do be kind of using you as like the Jordan delegate when I be making some of my little rants, but nah, man, you be having cool takes.
Mindset. Y'all make it seem like I agree with them. I don't.
Travis and Craig knew before the show started what today was going to be about. They really didn't have nothing to fall on. They knew it was over. They knew. We even brought footage. We gave them the footage. We showed them the footage. We got footage for y'all. We did all of that.
I was pre-gaming,
so let's let Ishmael get to take. Ishmael, does this affect the GOAT debate or not? Be quick so we can let Sturdy come in.
Yeah, I just think that Jordan has too many coincidence situations. Like, I thought Jordan couldn't be the GOAT just because he played in illegal defense. That was weird when I found out how the rules were. But I just gave the benefit of the doubt. I think it does. I don't know how you rate it or based off the criterion and the stats stuff. It's kind of hard. I guess we're just gonna have to put cheater on the side or something. So
asterisk. They put an asterisk on the bubble championship, right? It's supposed to be an asterisk next to the bubble championship, right?
Yeah.
That's what they said. It's an asterisk next to the defensive player of the year, 1988. It's an asterisk.
Yeah. 30
NBA
points a
is
game.
an asterisk. Everything the NBA does is an asterisk. Fuck the NBA.
Cheater rebound, cheater block, cheater score.
Sturdy, you were one of the few that actually listened. Actually, I'm sorry, that actually read the article. So, what is your take after reading the article? And did you watch the actual interview that he put on Yahoo Sports as well? We put some clips up. Did you get a chance to watch the beginning of the show and anything that we talked about? Go ahead, brother. The floor is yours.
First of all, salute everybody. I did watch most of the interview. I read the article. Um, I came to the conclusion is this, which is something that we always knew. Like people was told Jordan was the GOAT, more so Jordan was the actual GOAT. And the reason why I always said this because the reasoning and criteria that people use to place Jordan as the GOAT doesn't and was never consistent to the ranking of the other players behind him. So to answer your follow-up question, I don't think this affected the GOAT conversation because there was never a logical reason why he was the GOAT in the first place.
Right. Yeah, that's
Think about it. Think about it. Just go off
That's
GJK
bullshit.
history. Hold on. Hey, T Perfect, bro. I was muted. Salute to you, brother. But anyway, look at the GJK history, bro. Like, okay, who's the better defender? GJK always showed objective evidence. Jordan representatives and delegates, inconsistent, shaky evidence. Then they move the goalposts. Okay, who's the better scorer? Who's better in the playoffs? So on and so on and so on. Even in general consensus, right? When people use things like, oh, when he was considered the consensus GOAT at 1992, people was making up things like, oh, the first scoring guard leads team to a championship, the first guy to lead his team in scoring, lead the league in scoring to win a championship. All those was hyperbolic lies. So it came to understanding like we all knew the reality of objectively, there really was no Jordan becoming the GOAT. It was always a subjective thing. And that's why I always said he's the greatest he's the greatest marketable player ever because of those reasons. The level of emotion, level of passion, the level of delusion and loyalty that his game rippled to upon in terms of impact on the game it will always appreciate it and will never be forgotten. But nevertheless, like taking 30% from Jordan steals and blocks, that's not going to really affect his GOAT status because that's not really the reason why they had him as the GOAT. Even when other circumstances have presented itself, when we always mention they changed the PER formula from Westbrook's season to value steals more than assists, they didn't care. They didn't care about PER until Jordan was the highest added. So it's always a goalpost move. So it just tells me like, no, this is not going to affect it because it's based off emotion anyway. You know, like let's be honest, that's what it's always been about. That's why it's always predicated on people's criteria. You have your records you want, but make sure your reasoning is consistent. And for some reason, and I know this too, even in other sports, because I watch other sports too, he's the only guy in terms of the GOAT where it's that inconsistent in terms of criteria of ranking his position. When people say Brady, they keep it simple. Most passing yards, most touchdowns, most Super Bowls. Consistent, right?
Right.
Like they usually say, oh, Montana is second because of things they just said. Like there's some form of consistency. There is none for Jordan.
Hold on, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I agree. Can I add on that?
Hold on,
let's go ahead, Travis.
So, just to answer that, before all this broke, and like I said, I'm not opposed to adjusting my take because, like I said, I'm not some biased Jordan homer. But like I said before that, what Sturdy said, like he was right when he said it depends on your criteria. My criteria is based on what you did on the floor, and it's not based on accumulation of stats because I think that's wildly disingenuous because careers end all the time. I have Jordan as the GOAT because when you take he was objectively a top 10 scorer of all time. He was objectively, if you actually use metrics and the stats that we're now questioning, he was a top 10 defender of all time. You can make that argument. And plus, if you take his total resume into consideration with the MVPs, the finals MVPs, the defensive selections, nobody else had that combination of major accolades, stats, and awards but him if you use it as criteria. So that's why you can easily make a combination or the statement that he's the GOAT. Now, obviously, if that's false, then we'll talk about that, sure. But to say that you couldn't have him as the GOAT because his totals weren't there is just the worst take in history.
Well,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I just want to. I just want to talk about why I said this, man.
Wait. Were you addressing Sturdy there, Travis?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
he literally said it. Like that's what I said. Like I said, I just want to simplify it. All I said was the criteria was never. It was never consistent criteria for what I've heard or experienced, and this is anecdotal, and based off what GJK experienced, there was never a consistent criteria to place him as the GOAT anyway. Because like I said before, the reason
Right.
most people have him as the GOAT is not consistent with the placement for the guys behind him. Even with you, Travis, we went back and forth. Who's the better defender? When there was categories, Scottie Pippen was clearly better than, and then other facts that wasn't tracked numerically that Scottie Pippen was better than, it was kicked by the wayside because of some of the things you mentioned.
No, it's not.
No, yeah, because because Travis, because think about this. Your PER, the one that y'all love to talk about,
Don't
is
say
heavily
y'all.
swayed.
Just say Travis. Don't say y'all, because I don't use it.
Craig, it's not true.
That's Travis. That's Travis.
Craig,
Because it's heavily persuaded.
Craig, Craig, it's not true, brother. Brother, it's not true, man.
After y'all done said it, he just
It's not true, man. It's, you don't. You
Yo.
have to understand. What
That's
I'm
classic. Yo, hey Travis. Hey Travis, you
Bro, you have to understand that some of these guys,
I don't do advanced stats.
some of these guys that got Jordan as the GOAT use these formulas. Like I've learned that, especially from the Facebook group. They like use all these formulas and everything, and no matter what, because of the changes they made to it, they still use it. Like what Drew said,
The best
Jordan is the
players
GOAT.
dominate consistently in these criteria across the board, no matter who you have as your GOAT.
Wait,
and
y'all
their
didn't let
top
me
10.
finish. Y'all didn't let me finish. Steals heavily influence a player's PER.
I agree.
We all know that Michael Jordan's steals had been influenced by stat padding.
But exactly, they changed it.
And his box plus
Exactly.
minus. And his box plus minus. So,
Right.
and his VORP. All of these things are all predicated on the idea that Jordan was out here getting 2.5, 3 steals per game. And in reality, he wasn't. This is all predicated on Jordan going out here and getting all these things that he was not out here doing. This is really damaging towards them. And the point of the criteria, like Brandon and I have done, we've done several criteria. I've had my own separate criteria. Brandon had his. We came up with a collaborative criteria. Jordan never became the GOAT. We were trying to find... Yeah, we've been trying to find all kind of ways. Being that we're talking about these criteria, you guys know in 2 weeks I am going to be doing the Friday Night Exposure 50th episode with the Exposer. I'm going to give y'all my top 50 greatest players based off of criteria that I got. And there's going to be a special contest for only GOAT James Kingdom members. And you guys are going to be able to win a contest because we're going to be able to show you guys why Jordan's not the GOAT. There's no metrics that says Michael Jordan's the GOAT. There is none. So make sure you catch us on Friday night, 2 weeks from now, where you're going to get a chance to win a poster like this. You're going to get a chance to win a poster that's either like this, or you're going to get a chance to win one that's like this. All right? And you have to be a member. You have to be a member of the channel. And just for y'all to see the poster, here's the poster here. This is what you can get for yourself. This is what's going to be available to you guys. So I'm going to have my criteria.
He got posters on. He got Jordan on LeBron poster. I ain't never seen LeBron on a Jordan poster.
I wanted to add this.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
All right. So remember when we first did our criteria, I didn't want to use any of the titles because those are included in the stats, and I didn't want to use any of that stats. And those things are the ones that helped Jordan crack the top 5.
Really, advanced metrics. And listen, it's going to be tough. Now again, we had to adjust it, Brandon, for the 60s guys. And remember, it was before 1975. It was pre-merger. The guys who basically played or were drafted before the pre-merger. We based it off Kareem's career, so it was whatever Kareem had, because we based it off of whatever Kareem had. Anybody who was drafted before Kareem, basically anybody who played in the 60s and the 50s, we had them have different numbers. So that was that. But what can we do for the 80s and the 90s now that we know they were doctoring numbers, Brandon? How do we do that? Because I'm ready to take away 30% of Jordan's numbers, yo.
I've been told you John Stockton. I've been told you John Stockton on top 5 point guard.
Yeah, you were right, bro.
I've been told you.
Shots fired!
I've been told you.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shout out to Sturdy. There you go, Sturdy.
I was waiting for it, Sturdy.
Sturdy.
I've been told you that though.
Sturdy. They again. Now, this was the thing this is another thing about the article that I thought that Tom Haberstroh did a great job of. He did explain how There is no clear definition on deflections and steals who can get credit for it for a stat keeper to show, and it's also still vague on the assists. We all know an assist is supposed to be a pass that leads to a score, but what determines that leading to a score is obviously the 2 steps or 2 dribbles, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
Yeah, so that's why it's a little bit iffy. That is still subjective. We all understand the same thing with the rebounds, right? Because supposedly there were a lot of rebounds that they were crediting to that you would credit to Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell that probably were blocks. Them just grabbing the
But
ball out the air, right?
but for them but
But a
For the
block, if
Wilt
somebody
guys,
get
right?
a block and someone else grab
No,
it, they wouldn't
but
they
for the Wilt,
consider that a
nah,
rebound?
for the Wilt
Nah,
block,
the guy
for
who
the
gets
Wilt
the rebound,
guys,
who catches it, would be the rebound. But
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying.
but back then,
what
remember,
Bill used to do,
yeah.
Bill used to block the ball inbounds to catch the rebound. So he never really he used to keep the ball in play. That's what he used to tell the coach. I can still keep the ball in play. So that was the thing there. So
But for a guy like me, my criteria is mostly based off what players can control. I always did that. That's why I never include competition. That's why accolades is so minuscule in terms of my criteria because like even that like because we all in multiple sports like there are rules that just at times it's up to the ref's discretion. Like it's not always concrete. So that's not really the player's fault, right? And that's another reason why like no, like that's this total things for Jordan. Now there is something though, and like Scottie Pippen did say in one of his books. Well, I'm trying to get the direct quote right, where he kind of implied that Jordan was paying some of these guys, the stat keepers, to help his stats. Now that
I'm
is
quite sure
different
he
from
was.
just keep. This
He
that's
was.
completely different from just like I
He
don't care
was.
if players don't
He was doing it.
keep track of their stats or
Uh-huh.
like that don't I don't care about that. Like everybody does that. It don't matter. But at the end of the day, is more so like if he did that, and that's different. Like you're directly influencing cooking the books now, versus the league trying to push you.
He was doing that. That's exactly what
Like,
Zesty
that
Jeffrey was
would be
doing.
stupid for him to be paying to do something to help him get paid. Like you losing money there.
No, Jordan, wait, no, hold on, wait, Ishmael, wait. Hey, listen, hold on, wait. We got to get up out of here, so we got to hold. At the end of the day, Jordan was gambling on himself. So he was paying to get stats. That's what Jordan was doing. Let's let Paul to get his word in because we about to get up out of here. You join late, Paul. Make it real quick because we actually got to get going. What do you have for us on the whole topic? Do you think Michael Jordan's legacy is completely tarnished now that we found out they were doctoring his stats? Are you there, Paul?
Paul, you on mute. You on mute.
You're on mute, Paul. Unmute yourself. Paul, are you there? All right, Paul's not there. Paul's not there. So you had your chance. We're going to have to let you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a good show, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do best here. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Brandon and I do it like none other. We go live every Sunday, noon Eastern time, to talk about the GOAT conversation in basketball. You guys know you can follow us right here on YouTube. We're also live on Instagram and Facebook. We have over 90,000 members in our Facebook group, but we're also on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We're all over the place. We are the GOAT James Kingdom. We pop out and show niggas. We the certified boogeyman. We up the score on him. It's over. It's completely over for Michael Jordan. He is disqualified from the GOAT debate. He has been exposed as a stat patter in all dimensions. Every facet of a stat patter, Michael Jordan is that. None of his stats matter. That's why you guys don't like to talk the stats. Because it doesn't help you, it doesn't bode well for you. But we already proved to y'all with everything that was said here today. So we're going to get up out of here. We're going to let Brandon get his last word in, and we're going to get up out of here. So I want to thank King John. I want to thank Travis. Thanks, Craig, for always showing up every Sunday and being good sports. Shout out to everybody who joined the panel like New World, Sturdy, Ishmael, Twin Man. Shout out to Chill Town. Shout out to Ocho Takes. All of y'all that showed up. Everybody that represent the GOAT James Kingdom. Y'all make sure to get that like button, hit that subscriber button, become a member of the channel. Please do, because we're doing it big here at GOAT James Kingdom. So any last words, Brandon, before we get up out of here?
No, nothing really. Just Jordan's scoring titles most likely are legit. Um, Defensive Player of the Year, some MVPs, even the Finals MVP, not really legit because he was given certain things. But let's just stop talking about this defense stuff that Jordan got because that's just fraudulent.
Fraudulent. He's completely fraudulent. He is not the GOAT of anything. He is not the GOAT here in GOAT James Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. We showed you the footage. So again, we don't have to play no games with y'all. Here is the evidence of Michael Jordan getting doctored up. It's completely said by Tom Haberbro. He did his job. He showed us everything. He showed us how Michael Jordan was getting stats cooked up for him to win championships. It is the most lopsided defensive player of the year road to home splits in NBA history. Michael Jordan's defensive player of the year is officially be called in question. It's over for him. We're gonna get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
This is GOAT James Kingdom.
And what we're gonna leave you with, though, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact right here, what we have here for you guys is the game where Michael Jordan played, and this is what we want y'all to tell us was exactly how many steals Michael Jordan had in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get up out of here. Thank you, gentlemen, for showing up. Peace and blessings. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We are out of here. Peace and blessings, y'all. We getting up out of here. Y'all have a good Sunday.